Hello and welcome to the channel. After I finally passed my US private pilot exam, I decided to take a celebratory first flight with passengers to the mighty Grand Canyon in Arizona. We departed around 9 a.m. The temperature was already close to 40 degrees Celsius taking off from North Las Vegas Airport, KVGT, to Grand Canyon Airport, KGCN, 7 miles south of the Grand Canyon Village and on the south rim, where it was significantly cooler, but the density altitude, in other words the equivalent operating altitude at which the aeroplane finds itself, was close to 10,000 feet. With 3 people on board our small diesel-powered 4-seater D-40 Diamond aircraft, we were approaching its limits. It took about 2 hours out, a spot for lunch, and then a 2-hour trip back. There are authorized special flight corridors over the canyon, which keeps traffic separate and protects the canyon itself. Flying east, we flew at 10,500 feet and coming back 11,500. That kept us at a comfortable 2,000 to 3,000 feet above the highest part of the rim and around 8,000 feet from most of the Colorado River below. Around 6 million years ago, as the Colorado mountains grew, the Great Colorado River started to flow west, and together with much volcanic activity causing great gorges, natural dams and diversions of flow, this led to 5 to 6 million years of erosion, revealing that many beautiful layers of the limestone, sandstone, shale and much harder and older rocks at the bottom that we see today. The canyon is 6,000 feet deep in some places, harsh desert at the bottom and lush pine forest at the top. The canyon is 227 miles long and between 4 to 18 miles wide. The national park covers an area of 1.2 million acres, which is about 1,900 square miles, about the same size as the state of Delaware, or about 34% larger than the whole county of Essex in England, where I'm from. Theodore Roosevelt in 1903 stated that the canyon was one of the greatest sights every American should see. Of course, they didn't have airplanes back then, but this led to an eventual forming of the Grand Canyon National Park, which 4 to 5 million people now visit each year. In 1956, there was a terrible mid-air collision over the Grand Canyon, which led to a total US-wide revision of flight rules, the forming of the FAA, a nationwide radar implementation, and the modern ATC as we know it today. As we often say in aviation, the collection of regulations that guide us are mostly written in blood. Here we are coming into land at the Grand Canyon Airport. This is actually my first flight in the Diamond and therefore my very first landing. Flying the low wing compared to what I'm used to on the Cessna 172 is quite different. The stick control compared to the Cessna yoke is remarkably different and much more sensitive. The Cessna sometimes requires the full force of both hands. The Diamond just finger pressure on the stick. The FADAC single engine control, air conditioning and autopilot make it a real luxury to fly the Diamond. Even very comfortable modern seats, not to mention the full screen Garmin 1000 glass cockpit. Here you can really see the effect of the high density altitude. The engine takes a very long time to generate power and speed as the propeller cuts through much thinner air. Even after we finally get airborne, the wings need much more speed to generate enough lift to carry us higher. The eventual end of the runway looming ahead is very unforgiving at this airport as it cuts into the forest of pine trees ahead. After a very smooth flight out, the even hotter return flight gave us quite a lot of turbulence. In any case, 2 hours later we were back in Vegas and ready for an evening celebration. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. See you in the next one.